Welcome back to Hidden Power. It's been a week. Pokemon Worlds is finished. We have 2 new Pokemon trailers. We've got new Pokemon forms, new characters, and a 19th Pokemon type, maybe. Let's talk about it. My name is Dusty Go-Goat. We're with Soul Silver Art.
What's up, guys?
In Lumiose Post.
Hello.
Guys, this week has been agonizing. I've had so much to discuss, and we've had to wait until today to actually talk. Last week, we got a new trailer at Pokemon Worlds. I was thinking about live streaming that at 4 a.m. on the East Coast.
Glad you didn't.
Soul, you got up.
Too much.
I did. I woke up. Yeah.
I woke up for it. I just didn't live stream it.
It was like a weird dream. It was like...
Yes.
I went to bed and I was just like, oh, what's happening? It's Pokemon news. I gotta get on my phone and type a whole bunch of things. And I like... Those tweets, man, or whatever they're called now, like...
X's?
They did well for being at
Soul's
4 in the morning.
X's?
And we didn't get a new Pokemon, but what we did get is a reveal of a 19th Terra type. The new Terra type. You can see it right here on the trailer. What the heck is this?
How did you feel, though? How'd you feel when you saw this? Were you like, what's about to happen?
No. How did I feel? I think I did expect them to now showcase new Terraforms.
Okay, so that's what you thought, probably.
Yeah, akin to like Terrapagos, what we've seen with Terrapagos and Ogerpon, right? Mm-hmm. In the previous trailer, during the Pokemon Presents, they did show off these new forms for the DLC legendaries. So I kind of was expecting that now, like a highlight reel after this scene right here, right? Like it shows the actual Terrastalize, whatever you want to call it. Then I thought it was going to be like, here's the new Terra Charizard, here's the new Terra Snorlax, whatever. That's what I was expecting.
Can I be completely frank too? Let's go. I'm not convinced this isn't Terraforms because so hear me out. I'm so on the fence about Terraforms because of how little we've heard about them. So you said that multiple times on this podcast, but the fact that they showed the crown, but they wouldn't show the Pokemon under it, and I don't get why that isn't a big deal. Why not just show Charizard wearing that crown? Well, because maybe Charizard has a form. And I know a lot of people are saying,
that's true.
Well, no, any Pokemon can have this Terra type because they showed a picture of Baxcalibur being able to... How do we know Baxcalibur doesn't just have a Terraform?
I have thought that too. Like, so many people, even when that picture first came out, I know it's because it was from the website, but I didn't know that it was from the website. I was just like, why are people saying that every Pokemon can get it just because this image? Just because Baxcalibur has it doesn't mean that every Pokemon can get it.
Right.
Actually, you do bring up a good point, though, that they don't show, like, who's wearing the crown. If you go back a little bit, Dusty, for the listeners, we're viewing the actual trailer, too. But in the trailer, like, when you get to the crown part, it does the exact same motion as, like, a Pokemon that just terrestrialized. You know what I mean? Like, the crown
like it does the little thing.
Yeah. Watch, right here. Right here, it goes like this. And it's like
and then there's, like,
underneath.
a Pokemon.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
So it's on their head,
but they wouldn't show the Pokemon.
Forward
and to me, that's just so like because it has a new form.
Yeah, that probably honestly that could be it. Yeah, that could be it.
And now that might be all, and maybe that's even why we haven't heard much about these forms is because the forms themselves don't do anything. They just are a special appearance that Pokemon that can take on this Terra type can have. You know, so it's. I don't know, but I mean, it makes sense they would give it to Baxcalibur too, because, it's a pseudo, so it's a big mom, which, by the way, if Baxcalibur does get a Terraform, and these are, like, exclusive or whatever, then that means the only 2 pseudos that don't have some kind of gimmick or special
Dragonite and Flygon.
Dragapult, no, Flygon's not a pseudo, get out of here. Dragapult and Dragonite. Which I hate.
But Dragapult has the babies on its head.
Yeah, Dragapult has a signature move. That's more than Dragonite.
That's true.
And Dragapult is technically like kind of like a fossil Pokemon.
Yeah, and also Flygon is.
It also definitely has another form. We just don't know about it. But no, I'm sick of the Dragonite shoving aside. I don't like that.
It's disrespectful. It's despicable, honestly. Like,
yes.
Yeah,
I saw a tweet today, and it was just Dratini and Dragonair in like a cup. and they're shinies, and I was like, look at these two Pokemon, they're perfect. Like
They're
never
so
needed
cute.
a third evolution.
If you're about to say something bad about Dragonite, I will
was
go
gonna say-
down
I was gonna
to
literally,
where you live.
I was gonna literally tweet. I was gonna be like, this line would have been perfect just like this, just the two of them.
I hate you.
All right, let's read about the
Wait.
19th
I know
Terra-type.
you want to get to this, but I have one more thing to say.
Okay, all right. I want to make sure we all have the right context for discussing this, because
It's
there is
true,
information
it's
on the
true.
website, right? We could theorize all we want, but
This
okay,
is on
yeah.
topic, I promise. Just
Okay.
what Lumi was just saying about them getting like specific forms. Like, let's say Baxcalibur gets it. Maybe. I don't know if this is what you were saying, Lumi, or not. I think it was. But maybe if Baxcalibur gets that crown, that Terra type, maybe it changes in a certain way, but that same change is to every Pokemon that can use that as well. Do you know what I mean? So like when a
It's
Pokemon
like
terrestrializes, they become crystal and that's it. What if there's like another just like a different crystallization that is for everyone that uses that crown? Does that make
so-
sense?
So it's like
I think that could be the case, and that could be our quote unquote terraforms.
Exactly.
yeah, exactly.
I mean, it is a shame. I do really like, there was that really old 4chan post that had some stuff right, some stuff wrong, according to Pyoro. But it said the way it described it was, and I had a feeling it was wrong, but I still liked it. They said like if you terrestrialize Charizard into a Dragon type, Charizard will get like draconic features. And then if you Terra Blastoise into a Steel type, it gets more like militaristic features. I really like the idea of that, but it probably is what you're saying, Solon. It's like a different kind of crystallization.
So just to clarify for listeners, because I'm trying to understand myself. So like every other Terra type, right? Like Scizor would become Fire type. Scizor would become Psychic type. But you're saying this new 19th Terra type would give a single attribute or a single new, type, the Terra type for terrestrialization, to every Pokemon that undergoes it. So it'd be Charizard would become this type and have that same attribute.
That's
Scizor
actually
would have
true though too. Is like we don't even know what. I guess when someone terrestrializes someone, I always say someone, I don't know, but when a Pokemon terrestrializes, they kind of like become like, let's say it's a fire type, it looks like a fire type.
Yeah.
So what would they look like under this crown kind of thing?
They would probably have whatever glow is seeping from Terrapagos, right?
I have
Rainbow
two questions, and
Dude,
both of which I think may help us solve this right here, right now. So first off, thinking about could Ogerpon's terrestrial form be related to this? And second of all, look at Terrapagos in its terrestrial form, and it has like a different, like it's kind of like a blue crystal to it. So maybe that would be the crystallization of these new forms, because very likely Terrapagos is going to be tied to this Terra type. So maybe that's a good indicator.
Actually.
Hey guys, what if Baby Pagos is literally called Pagos? And when
No, it's Terrapagos. We know this though.
Oh, we do it. Okay, we do.
We
know
know.
Yeah,
that
it's
shit.
it's
I was
Terrapagos.
like,
It's
I was like,
normal form.
I was like, what if it's Terra Pagos and then it would be like Terra Scizor, Terra Charizard?
Nah,
That'd be cool.
it's Terrapagos. The Terrapagos that you're seeing right now on screen, Dusty. The big
the
one that we
Terraform.
were first introduced to. That is terrestrial form Terrapagos, and the baby is normal form Terrapagos.
Well, I've seen conflicting evidence that says that we don't really know mechanically how this is going to work. So it might not actually be
No,
a
we don't.
form that it undergoes only in battle. It could be something that you can change.
It could be.
You could change
That's
its
what
form.
we're hoping for, because it would be
Yeah.
really, really lame.
I want to feed this thing berries and Pokemon
I want
Camp.
to keep it like that. I don't want to keep the baby.
Yeah, Baby Pagos
Right.
needs to grow.
Well, and also it seems weird that they would market the Indigo
first.
Disc by showing off this form of Terrapagos instead of keeping it a secret. Like with Calyrex, they didn't show off its forms where it's riding a steed. They showed off Calyrex, and it
Yeah,
just
but-
the big surprise of the game was that it
they can
could ride a
change.
steed.
They change their pattern stuff all the time. But
yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, like,
absolutely.
think of like
Thank you.
any sort of spin-off game, like Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. They showed off the forms, or if you think about.
But they
like,
didn't show
Urshifu,
off Ultra
that's the
Necrozma,
evolution.
which is like the only one that's actually locked to the gimmick.
I mean, crossing our fingers that there's a bigger dragon form of Terrapagos that's beyond, third stage.
Yeah.
I think it's
So
over now.
okay, So I'm going to read from the
Read
website
it.
what the 19th Terra type. Okay, a 19th Terra type has been discovered, right? You guys have seen this all over the web, right? A 19th type. I just want to clarify. It says a 19th Terra type. It's a Terra type. It's not a... Okay, anyways. The terrestrial phenomenon first appeared in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and it grants Pokemon special power while also making them sparkle like brilliant jewels. It plays an important role in battle. Terrestrializing your Pokemon opens up a new world of strategy since it allows you to change your Pokemon's type to its Terra type, right? A 19th Terra type, which can increase the power of moves with the same type or change your Pokemon's weakness. And now in the hidden
down
area,
a little so we can read with you.
yeah, sure. And now in the hidden treasure of Area Zero for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, a new Terra type has been discovered, a 19th Terra type. Just want to make that very clear. Something about it seems different from the 18 Terra types we've seen before, but much is yet unknown. What is the truth behind this 19th Terra type? All right, so we got back.
Were y'all a little shocked that this trailer only gave Indigo Disc information? Like, it kind of seems like a weird call to make.
That's actually, yeah, that's true.
You'd think that they'd be like, hey, you know, we're now less than a month from Teal Mask, which is kind of wild, guys. When this trailer dropped, it was the 1 month mark for
I'm not ready. Like, I was talking to my buddy.
Emotionally?
Well, I mean, yeah, kind of like professionally.
ready.
I'm not ready.
I am so ready.
I'm very ready. I could not be more ready.
I've been so busy. I'm like, off pod. We got to decide like how we're gonna cover this. That'd be kind of fun to do a couple of bonus episodes. But anyways, I just want to preface, right? I am all for clickbait, right? I think that's kind of essential as a content creator. You got to get people to look at you, right? I also think it's really fun to kind of troll a little bit, right? I think that's also kind of fun. So I'm all for that. What gets a little frustrating is a lot of people in the content of the video itself are saying that there is a new 19th type. You could say, yeah, maybe it could be classified as a 19th type, but we've also had a lot of other types. We've had the question mark type. We've had typeless in-game. That's like technically a type, right? Because
that's something I can do right now in-game. Typhlosion's in-game, Pure Fire, and I can use Burn Up.
In past games, there's been Shadow Pokemon with Pokemon moves with the type Shadow, right? That's also a thing that's been in-game. We've also had the glitch bird type in Gen 1. These are all things we've discussed in a previous podcast, right? You can go in there have been other types that have been interactable, right? That you can use in the core series of Pokemon games. But I just want to make it very clear that this is a Terra type, akin to these other types that are not official types. Just want to make that clear because I've been getting a lot of comments saying we got a new type.
It is.
I will say though, there is a very small part of me, very small, that wonders if Terrapagos's terrestrial form will be this type, and if it's like what we just talked about, where it's a form we can switch between outside of battle.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm with you. If that happens, I'm so for it. I also kind of love the idea of them almost like creating evidence for a hint at what a Gen 10, a new type for Gen 10 could be. I think.
Well, I actually don't think I would hate if it was a hint at a Gen 10 type. I would want this to be exclusive to Terrapagos. So when we get to Gen 20, the only Pokemon that still has this type outside of Terrestrial is still Terrapagos. They need to do a better job, in my opinion, of making legendaries exactly that, legendary.
Dude, that's kind of a bar. I like that a lot, actually. That's actually kind
fair.
of cool.
It's definitely fair. I'm not gonna
what if Ultra Necrozma was the light type?
Right.
That'd be awesome.
Right.
That would be cool. It was the only Pokemon
and there's
with that.
things like Arceus with the legend plate, and then they went and removed that. I'm pretty sure you can't get that in Scarlet and Violet.
Arceus should be typeless and not normal type.
Right.
Dude, this is kind of a whole video. I like this.
But yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. Like I really think that I think that they need to make legendary special, and I think that if Terrapagos, a Pokemon that its whole gimmick is centered around types, and its whole gimmick is that it's got the types all around its back, has an exclusive type that only it has, nothing else will have it outside of the gimmick that Terrapagos is tied to, that would be insane to me. That would be a huge win. I know it'd be a little disappointing, but it also would always give Terrapagos a niche in competitive, which is something that I look for. But
yeah. I don't know if that's going to happen. I I'm not gonna die on this hill, but I'm gonna push back for what Dusty's saying.
Oh, I don't think it'll happen.
No. I'm talking about like it being a type or a Terra type or whatever. It's clearly like when I woke up at 4 a.m. and I saw it, I was like, it's a new type, and I typed it's a new type, and like it got a lot of attention, let's say, just because.
So Soul's the person you're mad at, Dusty.
I didn't know this. Honestly, this is kind of awkward.
No, that's not it. But the thing is that like I had heard whispers about this already happening. So, and the only thing I ever knew was it's a 19th type, you know, because I'll push back and say it is technically a type because what are the other 18 Terra types? They're just the other types. Like a Terra type, the only thing that makes it different is that it's temporary and specific to Terastal, right?
Yeah.
It's not just
the only difference with it is just like Mega Lucario and Gigantamax Charizard and Ultra Necrozma, it will be lost to time.
Yeah. I think I'm also and maybe this is just the way I'm looking at it, but I'm looking at this new Terra type the same way I would look at a specialized Z crystal, right? The Z crystals, which also look, you know, like they might be on the Terra Crown.
They are very. They're kind of related. I mean,
it's all
kind of related,
right?
Everything.
But I would say that like
yeah,
I would say this new 19th Terra type is really just. I mean. I feel like it's like a bonus. It's like a
I don't think
that's how I'm looking at it.
I think it has to do with everything. I think it's connected to like the hidden treasure of Area Zero. I think that it's like a big part. I think that it's the fourth symbol on the logo of the DLC. You know, like with the little Terastal looking symbol, and then it has like a crown on it. Yeah, that's what I think that is. But I don't think that they named it like Terra type specifically. It is related to types. Like I think personally, we'll get into this, I'm sure, but I think that it will probably function as another type. It's also 19th. They could have just been like, look, a new Terra type has been found. But no, it's the 19th of 18 types. And that's why it's like, it is kind of a new type. It's not functionally a brand new type that other Pokemon get this type. You know, like you know, Scizor is now a rainbow type and a steel type or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just for Terastal, but it's in all purposes, when you Terastalize into this type, I think that you will get a new type effectiveness or
a new set of properties. I think that's really cool. That's something that I wish
you've just given me so much fuel.
Dude, that's something that I wish I thought Ultra Beasts were gonna function like that. I thought Ultra Beasts, because they're from another like dimension or whatever, they're from Ultra Space. I thought they would function differently in our world. Like I thought when they showed up, they'd be like, maybe I don't know, like things would work differently. Right? They might be a fire type, but it would function differently. They'd also have like the Ultra type or something. And I'm all for that. I think
it's like what we've been asking for, kind of like everyone's been like, let's give us a new type or whatever. Some people haven't been, but you know what I mean.
I feel like this complicates it though, right?
This is not. Well, it doesn't have to,
because if it's limited,
like, so I don't know if either of y'all saw it because I dropped it kind of late last night. But I dropped a short exactly on this last night. And I said, like, I of course used the clickbaity thing, Dusty, where I said Pokemon just revealed a new type, and then went, well, actually, it's a Terra type, and went to explain it.
Oh, he did it too.
I don't mind. That's fine.
But I corrected it. I did it for the clickbait.
I'm doubling down. I'm doubling down on it being the 19th type.
I did say
I've been lying a long time.
I've seen a lot of people say
lying is funny. It just, anyways.
I've seen a lot of people say it'll be like Protean or the Legend Plate, where like it changes into like the next type you move, or maybe the best matchup for the scenario. But like one thing I said is, okay, for one, in the screenshot of Baxcalibur terastalizing, it says that the Terra Blast is effective, not super effective, not very effective, which means it did not change him to be in the best matchup against that Dragonite. Another thing
glad you're bringing this up, because this is huge. I think people are just like
glancing over it,
completely looking over it.
Oh yeah,
it is not changing into something that's super effective against Dragonite. So
right. Well, and another thing is, and I think this is the bigger thing, is that Soul, like you said, they are saying 19th type. They want this to coexist with the other 18 Terras. If this is a Protean, or if this is specifically if this is like a Legends Plate situation, then all the other Terra types are now irrelevant. I don't want to run a Grass Terra on my Iron Hands. I'm going to run a 19th Terra type now.
Yeah,
I don't want to make my Palafin a Terra Water type. I want to make him a Terra, literally makes them
you just change types.
Exactly. Yeah. It's irrelevant now.
Yeah.
So why would I want that? So it's definitely going to be something that is able to coexist with the other 18 and not completely steamroll them and erase them from any relevance.
So exactly. What I feel like is my biggest point of evidence is the fact that the significance of this 19th Terra type really just seems to be based on the fact that all of the types are coming together to create a type. So I'm like, it doesn't feel like it has its own unique identity, right? When Fairy type was announced, it literally was a brand new evolution that looked like nothing, like none of the other types, right? It had its own symbol, it had its own vibe, and no one guessed what it was correctly because it just looked. We just assumed it was an existing type. Right in this Terra type, whatever the symbol is, you could see all of the other types. So I don't understand how this can be its own unique thing. I think
get what you're saying.
Functionally, it will be work like its own thing, but I don't think this is a permanent thing at all.
I get what you're saying. No. That's why I said I'm not going to die on this hill, because it is the way that they did it is very kind of vague. I guess it's just it really depends on people's view of what a type is, which is like the typical thing in Pokemon, where it's like, how do you see this, or how do you see that? It's like, what does it classify? What classifies a new type? I don't think that it will be all the types at once. If it is, it'll be like a typeless type. You know what I mean? Yeah. It'll function just like it, where it hits neutral damage and takes neutral damage, because it's all the types. So it's always neutral to every single type. But still, those are its own specific properties. It's not going to be like a brand new type like Sylveon or like the Fairy type. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's not that. It's just not that. I mean,
we're not getting an evolution in this type.
Yeah. I mean, kind of in a way, though, Terapagos is its like poster child. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like that's its...
Have we looked at the definition?
Honestly, how sick would it be if Eevee got one of the terraforms and it's like an evolution for this?
But it's temporary.
But it's only for Terrasol. Yeah. That would be kind of sick.
That's so Game Freak. That's so Game Freak. So I'm looking at the definition of Terra. Terras means monster. So it's just the monster type. It's the Pokemon type.
I don't know if that's accurate.
I could see it being so you mentioned rainbow type. And I actually really like that, because that's a heavy theme in Scarlet and Violet. Not only a rainbow encompassing all the types, but also Scarlet and Violet. They're named that because they are opposite ends of the rainbow. There's Scarlet on one side and Violet on the other.
If you're enjoying this episode, consider supporting Hidden Power on Patreon or YouTube channel memberships. We have 3 tiers, and the lowest tier starts at just $5 a month. Supporters get access to our secret Discord server and help control the direction of the podcast. This is the same Discord where we're recording the podcast right now. We interact here daily.
This Discord server is actually where we form the ideas for each episode.
If you ask a question, we're going to answer it on the show. Supporters also get priority responses in the comments.
Our love and friendship.
You get that. You get a little bit of that too. Yeah.
Our favoritism. We like you the best.
And if you want something a little bit more tangible, we have merch. What do you guys think about the merch?
The merch is great.
We've got Team Lumi in a beautiful blue, Team Dusty in a forest green, and we got Team Soul in a blood red. Buy a T-shirt, show your allegiance, and if
to Team Lumi.
to Team Dusty, and if you want something a little bit more subdued, this is another logo that we made originally for the show. We didn't actually end up using this as a logo, but I thought it made a great merch design.
It's literally a beta design. You guys love our beta videos.
I love this so much.
Retro Hidden Power.
And look, when you turn around, this is literally my favorite shirt. It's literally my favorite shirt. Thank you everyone for watching and subscribing, and now back to the video.
We're talking about 19th Terra types and stuff, potential new Terrastal forms. Similarly, we have the new Ogerpon Terrastal form, which it probably isn't related because it doesn't have the little crown thing or whatever. But it is a design. We talked about what we thought in the like reaction video that we did with Hybrid, what it looked like or what the new Pokemon looked like and what we thought of them. We didn't really talk about this one. I'm like just mad to it because I mean it's kind of the same except for vines and then some horns. The horns are different.
It's just one giant face. I think this is kind of underwhelming. I think we definitely thought it, like, we can see the mask that Ogerpon holds. I think we all assumed, like, the mask wouldn't get big, but the Pokemon would fuse with the mask, and the Pokemon would get bigger, right? So this is, to me, kind of underwhelming, because I'm, like, wondering if this does have to do with the 19th Terra type. Are all the other Pokemon just going to be a giant head of themselves, right? Like, assuming we get a Charizard,
just going to
be a giant head, right? Like, that's kind of underwhelming.
I would take it. I would take it at this point.
What?
I
do not want to take that. That is not what I want them wasting designs on.
It'd be cool, though. It'd be cool. Anyway,
turn them all into bobbleheads? No.
I'll settle this. Look at his little feet. He's
no way, no shot. This is not cool.
I like it.
I think it works for Ogerpon because of the mask and all. It reminds me of like him
a giant shadow.
Face.
Yeah.
I'll say this first. I don't think that this is the same as like 19th type or related to terrestrial form.
Okay.
Thing like
doesn't have the hat.
Yeah,
unless they're hiding it.
No, I think the hat is the mask.
Yeah, so the terrestrial sign is there now, like in the middle.
It is there, right here. Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's right. It wasn't there before.
You can't see my mouse.
He doesn't have any hat at all, actually. So he Terra grassed apparently, but there's no Terra grass hat on him. Do you know what I mean?
I think he 19th Terra types and Ogerpon becomes this thing. That's what I think.
I don't think so because this was all in the trailer for Teal Mask and the 19th Terra type supposed to come in Indigo Disc.
Yep, very true.
Yeah, interesting.
So anyway, then I'll also, what's the right word? I'll talk about the big head thing. I don't know if you guys saw my tweet, but this is specific to Ogerpon because basically, this is not just about Momotaro, the story of Momotaro. It's also a story of Shuten Doji, which is, I won't go into the whole tale, but basically this kid, it's about this kid that like is rejected and he finds this mask and he puts it on and he like jokes around with it. It's basically Majora's Mask.
I was about to say, is that not Majora's Mask?
He puts it on and he like becomes the mask. He can't take it off. And then he
literally Majora's Mask.
He turns into the worst Oni ever. Like he's the worst.
Majora's Mask.
Majora's Mask. And that's like, I'm butchering the story by the way. But basically at the end, the guy that kills him chops off his head, and his head is still like alive and still like attacks the guy. And in many like artistic depictions of it, the head is huge. The head's like a giant head floating around. So that is why this is this way.
Yeah, okay.
And that's why it's not going to be.
Am I going to have to decapitate Ogerpon?
No, it's just the inspiration.
You have to use.
You know what though? That does remind me
on it.
That does remind me of, I think it was the shot before this too, in the trailer, the Presents trailer, was the mask dropping. So the head falling off.
It's after. But
it's after? Ah, dang it.
What
but
this
still,
is saying,
I mean,
yeah, with this kind of, so, okay, if whether this has to do with the 19th Terra type or not, these new terraforms, if we're just assuming that there's going to be new terraforms, right, other than Ogerpon and Terrapagos, okay, we can see right here. There's two examples of a new terraform. So, and they are customized to the Pokemon. So that actually is good. So remember, we're not going to get giant head Charizard, right? Ogerpon gets the giant face. Terrapagos becomes the world turtle, or it gets bigger, or it's just a bigger version of itself. So we could actually be looking at some new forms that actually are inspired and have a unique design behind them.
Snorlax is going to get a bigger belly.
Actually, Soul, I've been seeing you on Twitter kind of like, put out any flame of an excitement, right? When it comes to a new terraform.
Yeah, because
he does. He is the Debbie Downer of the league.
You guys
community.
know me, right? Like, I'm trying to be realistic too. I don't like. It's not that I don't want to like get people's hopes.
Yeah.
Like
down.
Yeah, but And there's still like a chance. But when you look at this realistically, like you just take yourself outside of everything and you're just like, whoa.
Yeah.
How in the world could they ever add forms to, like, they just announced a 19th Terra type. That's already a new mechanic in itself. They're going to add another mechanic on top of that.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I mean? So like,
but that's
I
why
don't
I
know.
think it's possible they're one and the same. We're separating things that are the same. The new Terra type, because to me it's so suspicious they did not reveal the Pokemon under. They only showed the crown and that animation of it terrestrializing. They didn't show the Pokemon. To me, that is like they didn't show Baxcalibur in that screenshot terrestrialized. They show you
I think,
in the process.
I think you cracked it in this video. Like, I actually think, I didn't think this before, but now that you say that, I think that they didn't show it because it's going to look a little different than what we've normally seen. But do I think that that's specific to like just Baxcalibur? I don't know. It might be for every Pokemon that uses that crown get that form, which is technically a Terrastal form. You know, like it is.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But it's just a question of, like what you said earlier, like where it's just a different crystal appearance and not like an actual aesthetic change to the Pokemon, but
It's
just
not
an
going to be
aesthetic change
specific
to the
Pokemon.
Terrastal. Then in that case, I would think this type's available for every Pokemon because they're just having to change the crystal appearance, not the Pokemon appearance. But if it is a change of the Pokemon appearance, I would say this is not exclusive to every Pokemon. And it's because they're not going to make there's 470 Pokemon in the game, I think. And then you add 230 to that because that's how many we're getting in DLC. That's 700 Pokemon. And they're not going to go through each one. They're not going to grab Apom and give Apom a special form. You know, they might give it a special crystal appearance, but they're not changing Apom's form and then Mareep's form and Flaffy's form. And
That'd be really good.
it'd just be a
I would like
handful of Pokemon, like just Baxcalibur, just Dragonite, please, Game Freak. Charizard, of course, because Charizard doesn't get enough love from Game Freak, and they have to give him something.
Charizard, definitely. Charizard.
Yeah, we need more Charizard forms, I think.
Gengar, honestly. I mean, Gengar honestly gets a lot.
Yeah, true. Anyway, this mask, it's not the same thing. So I don't know what it is. I really don't know. And aesthetically, so like we're talking about what it looks like, I like it. I like that it has horns. It looks more like an Oni, but it doesn't look ugly like an Oni. Like I was expecting like a giant bulbous nose, and I'm just really hoping that
like an ogre appearance.
Yeah, I don't want ugly ogre looking. This is actually like cool ogre. Like that thing looks cool.
One, it's kind of like in its regular form, and even here too, because it's just a bigger head. It's a cute little Oni, you know, very similar to talking about Majora's Mask, very similar to Skull Kid in that, you know, he's like tiny and cute, you know.
Yeah, I actually think Skull Kid's ugly and the Majora's Mask is cool, but
I mean,
that's just me.
Yeah, I mean with the mask on, his face is not, but you know, like I'm saying, he's a small little kid instead of like this gross demonic looking, you know, being or whatever.
So to me, what I think would be really cool is if they incorporate some of the other, not battle gimmicks, but features from the main story of Scarlet and Violet into the DLC. So I'm talking about not the raids, but the Titan battles, right? I think it'd be really cool if, I think based on the description of this giant Ogerpon face, right? I think that would make perfect sense in a Titan format if you're fighting this Pokemon as a Titan. It does obviously look like a raid battle though, because it has, you can see the crystallized energy. It's like in a dark cave, so maybe it's
I'm sure, but I think that's
also
just
be a
from it
combination.
terrestrializing. You're not seeing reflections of it, so
that's true. Yeah. Because I'm just thinking about like how are these things going to show up in the DLC? How we're going to?
I think it'll be probably like the boss battle against the evil Koraidon or Miraidon, where you know they've got the big health bar, you know.
Yeah, when I see this image of Ogerpon, I'm like, oh, this is like the cloth scene where it's like you chase it away until it just like gets super big.
See the mask there, like it's the same mask, it's just bigger.
Yeah,
it's literally the same thing,
which feels disappointing.
Yeah, but who knows?
I'm trying to understand what this is. It's got a vine as like an arm.
Our good old pal Riddler Coup. We kind of know that he has other forms, you know, like that's very heavily implied.
Tell me more about this because I literally don't know what you're talking about.
It is, I mean, now, you know, at the end of the day, this is interpretations of a riddle. So interpretations could be wrong, right? But it seems to me like Terapagos, excuse me, Ogerpon is going to have different forms related to the masks of the other hero Pokemon. Of Pheasantipiti, Munkidori, Okidogi. And likely will take on their secondary typing. So likely if it takes Munkidori's mask, it will be now Grass Psychic. And if it takes Pheasantipiti, Grass Fairy. Okidogi, Grass, I guess, Fighting, maybe Ghost, I don't know.
Lumi, that's really cool. This is like...
speculation, but speculation based on...
Yeah, but I can see that riddle. I can see that in a game where, so I mean, I'm kind of imagining
and that fits with Skull Kid too. Because correct me if I'm wrong, but Majora's Mask, I'm not a Zelda player, but Majora's Mask, Link goes around having to collect different masks that allow him to become different species with different abilities, right?
Yeah. Also, Link obviously also fights shadow versions of himself. This seems like a giant mirror reflection, right? Also think of like a crystallized cave where like you enter it. Think of like the scene with of like Rey in Star Wars, right? You enter the cave and you see like a reflection of your worst fear, right? Mm-hmm. I could like that. That makes sense. Where you get one of these hero Pokemon, you enter the cave and it becomes this larger than life version of the thing that you chose, right? That's super imposing. Mm-hmm. It would make for, I think, a really memorable boss battle. That'd be really cool.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for Teal Mask, y'all. I know a lot of people are saying they're more excited about Indigo Disc. I gotta be real. The Japanese vibes, the basis in Momotaro, and just also like, I don't know. I liked that Isle of Armor was kind of its own story. It did not rely on Sword and Shield story, and I'm excited for that too, because Blueberry Academy or Indigo Disc rather will obviously be the tie together of this story and Scarlet and Violet story, the Way Home plot. I keep wanting to call it the No Way Home. Do y'all do that too because of Spider-Man?
No, but that makes sense.
But anyways,
for everyone who didn't go to Worlds in Japan, this is like a little bit of magic for us to cure our FOMO, right? Going to this Japanese region, right. Kitakami. I love that so much.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I mean, it's just cool too because I mean the last time that we had a new area based off of Japan was in Generation 4. So that was over 15 years ago, guys. I'm ready.
All right, let's talk about the new, not new. Let's talk about the familiar first partner Pokemon that are going to be appearing in spades. It says, how are we feeling about this? I think this is definitely exciting, but the thing that struck me at first was that the leak of returning Pokemon was supposed to not include a handful of these Unova Pokemon.
Nah, but did you see? Because this is even bigger than the starter Pokemon appearing. Did either of y'all see Nintendo's tweet? Nintendo of America.
No.
Nintendo of America. So you said you did?
Yeah, the one about how you get them.
Yes, basically. It says that you will have to complete missions in Blueberry Academy, which is kind of cool. Like that's like some side quest.
I don't know if it's for all of them though. The way they worded it,
sure.
I think that it's in the trailer they were like, which this is a cool thing in general that I really like. In the trailer they were like, you have to do 4 quests basically for each one of the 4 Elite Four people.
Yeah,
like you have to do the
Blueberry League.
Yeah. I think that it's those 4, to be honest. I think you'd have to do the flying one, and then you have access to like half of these. You know what I mean?
Maybe. If that's true, yeah, then it's a little more boring. I was thinking
I hope you're right.
Because clear missions given to you by the school made me think it's like side quest stuff. Because we do know there are some other side quest stuff. Like it talks about how if you give funding to like the art academy, the art class will let you redecorate your little club room and stuff.
Yeah.
So we know there are kind of some side stuff, and that's really what I was craving from these. Dude, I got whiplash because Legends was so, at least in comparison to Pokemon games, was very abundant with those kinds of things. Mm-hmm. And then Scarlet and Violet was not remotely. So
yeah. No, I could go on and on about how I want side quests in Pokemon. Mm-hmm. Like that'd be amazing. I think you might actually be right. You're kind of convincing me because the way that it is worded seems like it's from the school. So in the Blueberry Academy, we are going to have classes and teachers. It clearly says that. So just like Paldea, which I absolutely hate. But maybe they'll make them better, and maybe the actual classes you have to like go out and do something, and then
and you get one of each. That's actually kind of cool. That would make each
awesome.
one of these Pokemon feel. I mean, that's a lot of Pokemon to collect for side quests, but also that would make them feel really
awesome
important. For whatever reason,
Yeah.
like in old, I think it was in Generation 3, 4, and 5. When you get the national dex, when you complete the national dex, you're gifted a new set, one of 3 starter Pokemon, like different starter Pokemon from a different region, and those always to me felt so like legendary. Those, because it's like the ultimate prize, right? To get a late game, like a Gen 3 Pokemon in like Johto or something. Anyways, I mean, these would be fun to collect, I think. And it seems like you can catch them in the wild, which means you can use any Pokeball you want. That's also really cool.
So I'm going to be real. A lot of people are making a big deal about that, and I don't fully understand that because
What do you mean?
in Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, you could get the gens 1 through 3 and maybe even 4, but I know it was 1 through 3 starters in the wild.
Yeah,
you could get...
Yeah, it's 1 through 4. I think it's 1 through 4. I think it's 1 through 4, but it's limited to 1 through 4. We're not.
But then in
Alola,
5, 6, and 7. In Alola, you could get 2 at least, 5 at least. And I think the Kalos ones, you could get some in Alola.
In Alola, you can get all of them, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, it was all of them? Okay. Well, then there you go. All of them except the Alola ones.
I think...
I think this is only new for the Alolan starters, I think. Hisui, obviously, you can get the Hisui ones and the Alola ones. They've been giving us these Terra raids for... We've so far had them for all the Galar starters. We've had them for all the Kalos starters. We've had them for Charizard. So, I mean, it's not that big a deal.
Yeah, but I think there's a lot of people who... I think it comes down to, like, convenience for a lot of people, right? Because, like, even though we've been playing since Gen 7, a lot of other people haven't, or maybe they didn't take that opportunity.
I don't have them all.
Then.
I don't have them all for my, like, my living decks that I'm trying to do, so it's good to, be able to get them now.
I mean, hey,
and some people also don't like raids.
More opportunities to get a Totodile and a Lure-Ball.
Bro, I haven't done... I've done, like, 3 of the raids. Right, yes, I would like to capture some of those Pokemon in any Pokeball that I would want, but I think this is more of a single player opportunity to get those Pokemon, and it seems a lot more straightforward than Alola.
I mean, I don't like that it's more straightforward, to be honest. I like that Alola's was like interesting and like you had to do something. I loved like what was it called?
Tied to the day of the week too.
Yeah, that was so good. Like that's what we should be getting to me. It should be more challenging to me, but anyway,
it might be like that if it's involving clearing missions. So
I hope so. I
also do like that they've got them paired. Like I like that it's not just you can find the Johto ones here. It's like like in it you saw like a Grookey and a Popplio and a Chimchar and a Scorbunny. I like that.
That's probably what it's like actually. I agree with Lumi though 100%. Like they've been giving these to us in raids, and we already have them from past games. It's like they are not that special to me to like. It's cool that it's all of them, but that's about it. It's kind of lame that it's like.
Did you see the thing about this? Is so speculative.
I was just gonna say.
Yes, the thing about Hisui starters paired with the.
All right.
It's true though. I mean,
all right. So just for listeners, right? The 3 Hisuian. So the big rumor right now, if this is your first podcast listening, the big rumor is that we're gonna get Gen 5 remakes. Everyone's like, oh, what if it's Legends? Well,
even if it's not Legends, right? even if it's a Unova game, they could do the same thing.
Sure. Yes. Okay. So the 3 Hisui Pokemon that got new final stage evolutions were, right there. You missed it. Cyndaquil. We got Oshawott. And then we got Rowlet. So
first 3 things they show in the trailer.
But each of those 3 Pokemon, yes. And then the 3 Pokemon that are paired with that are right there: Snivy, Torchic,
and Piplup.
And then Piplup. So the crazy theory,
they're all
which is
from
like
different generations too. Like they're not just
exactly.
But there is one big counterpoint.
Yes.
And that is Snivy is from Unova.
Yes.
And with Hisui. But
if it's a different time period, I think they could easily give it, even if it's not a different time period.
But another thing
way
is
to unlock that.
But if you look at Legends, one big thing they did was they did not touch Gym 4 Pokemon. They even made a point.
Sure, but is that a pattern? right? You are right.
But,
you are
no,
right.
but I do think if this is the Unova love, they will want Unova and Superior to shine.
Yeah. Okay, but
unless we get like a BDSP
no,
situation
work.
where we get Unova remakes and we get a special Unova game, well then that's fine because Superior is shining in the true Unova remakes. But
that's fair.
Unless this isn't for a Legends Unova game, but a future Legends game that has nothing to do with Unova.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah,
Legends Celebi in 2026.
No, but then we have. Yeah, I guess that would work, right?
That would work.
Torchic,
Snivy, and Piplup.
Run with it, guys. Legends Johto is happening. I gotta call Toby.
Bro, here is the biggest thing against this. Not whatever point you said, Lumi. The biggest thing is this is just a random Worlds trailer. This is not like in-game anything. Like they're not gonna. I don't think they're gonna hint like the next game from a trailer.
No,
but
okay, it's
just fun to think about.
But Junichi Masuda, like 7 months before Sword and Shield release, posted a random picture of him holding up a sword and a shield, and then it ended up being the games.
True, but that's from his personal.
There's 2
account.
Bulbasaur.
Like,
does this mean there's gonna be 2 new Bulbasaur forms?
2 Bulbasaur forms.
2. That's a 3rd Bulbasaur.
Bulbasaur.
Or was that one of the 2?
Oh, dude, Venusaur looks so sick.
Anyway, that's that on this.
Yeah. Anyways, So I wanted to get your guys' thoughts.
It's good to talk about. That's for sure. We
gotta mention it, or someone will in the comments.
Yeah, the last thing I want to say about this is I cannot wait to see Feraligatr on the Switch.
Yeah,
that's it.
Nice.
That's what I want to see so badly.
That's gonna be nice.
Yes, sir.
It's been a while.
I hope that the Johto ones get dropped in Teal Mask, honestly, and just aren't available in the wild, because I really wanted to use a Totodile on Kitakami. I thought that would be really cool.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
I think the Sinnoh ones at least will, because if you notice in like the little promotional for home where it's like, hey, you'll be able to bring in some Pokemon for home, the Sinnoh starters and Shaman are all pictured in Kitakami. So I think at least the Sinnoh starters, and probably if we're honest, Bulbasaur and Squirtle will be available by home transfer.
And probably like all of them. I don't think so. I think they're gonna leave for the other one because that's like the attraction. Do you know what I mean? Like they're not gonna let them.
Yeah, but they're in the wild.
I agree with what you're saying, but I think they just were like, you can bring it back to Kitakami. Like you're gonna be able to go back to Kitakami.
I'm gonna be livid. I'm gonna be livid about that.
Is this new information? This is from the website? You might even get the rare chance to see starter Pokemon as they live in the wild. Of course, you can also battle these Pokemon to try adding them to your team, and you'll be able to see how the terrestrial phenomenon.
That was like the original thing that they dropped with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm like, okay, so we can battle them.
Yeah, it's just saying you're going to be able to find them in the wild and battle them to catch them.
Maybe through it. Okay.
Yeah, I think they just worded that stupidly.
Oh, like when they're walking around. Yeah, when there's like those Terra-type Pokemon, like the Jigglypuff, just walking around in the wild. Okay. All right, that makes sense. All right, so let's move on now. We did talk about this pretty extensively, but I just want to do. We got 7 more days under our belt. We have 4 new Pokemon: Dipplin, Archaladon.
A lot of people can't say it. Archaladon.
Yeah. We have Dipplin, Archaladon, Raging Bolt, Iron Crown. Let's pop over and check out Dipplin, Soul Silver Art's most interesting Pokemon that he's interested in. Oh
yeah, so interesting. I really like this little guy, but
yeah, how we feeling?
He's Applin.
Yeah. What we have learned is that there's 2 Pokemon on the inside of it, right? So the big theory now, actually, so I forgot. This is actually really convenient. I don't have.
It's not even a theory. This is totally what's happening.
What? That it's so. The deck set. Let me just read it. Dipplin's evolution. Dipplin. It's a candy apple Pokemon. Let's see. The head sticking out seems to belong to one of 2 separate creatures, while the tail belongs to the other. Both creatures help each other out from within their shared apple. So the overarching theory right now, along with some other hints from the Riddler, is that this Pokemon is going to evolve again, where both Pokemon are going to be sprouting out of the apple and maybe like intertwined. They're going to be like little worms.
Are you ready?
He's never said that though. Just so you know.
No, he didn't say that.
I can prove right now that Dipplin's evolving. All right.
While you do that, Ku has never said that this is connected to like his other thing. Just so you know.
No.
Like, yes.
No.
Yeah,
he he just said that that hadn't been revealed yet. That white tree one
No,
hasn't been
no.
revealed.
He said when he first posted the snakes one, the staff of Hermes with the snakes intertwining. Someone on, I believe, the code cracking Discord server said, "Does it have to be tied to the 3-step riddle?" And he screenshot that, posted it on Twitter, and said, "Yes, it does."
Yeah.
Come on, man. It totally is.
I mean, I'm just saying. I'm not saying any one way or the other. I want it to evolve. Like
It is. I can prove it right now. Okay, look, I'm gonna walk you through this step by step. Dusty, you ready for this?
Yeah,
Let me
let's
pull
go.
up Riddler Coup on here and scroll down to where he first posted about the little snake thing. So yeah, it started with this. He posted this.
Yeah,
this
that's here. Let me
snake
make you
image.
full screen. This is what I was. This is what I was thinking.
light.
About.
I
Right
don't know
there,
which
he's
way
got
to
it.
go.
It was better
Go back.
before.
Wait, there we go. There we go.
Right there.
That's
right
good
there.
enough.
So
Okay.
it's I don't know what that symbol is called, but it's
Staff
a
of
rod.
Hermes.
Yeah, staff of Hermes. There's 2 snakes intertwining, 2 serpents.
Okay, then he posted, here's my receipts. This is the tweet. It says, crap, come on. I
Other
can't
way.
figure this out.
That
This
way,
is
that
so
way, right
there.
aggravating.
What did he say?
Galler.
It says, yes, it does, because someone said, he screenshotted a thing from Discord where someone said, connected to Galler. Does it really have to be connected to any of the 3-part riddles? And Ku said, yes, it does. There it is, right there.
What are
Yes,
the
it does.
3-part riddles?
The 3-part riddles. First part
The
First part is the blood moon. Well, that was the third part.
third
But
Dude, I
It's
cannot
the
wait to see the
blood
blood
moon.
moon.
it's the blood moon. Then another part was the regional fake. Then the other part is where it's Black Tower and White Forest, which he has now said Black Tower is Archaludon, and he said White Forest has not yet been revealed, which means that this little dual snake thing is either the blood moon Pokemon, the what's it called, the White Forest Mon, or the R-Fake. The R-Fake is going to get revealed soon, and it's tied to the freaking tea ceremony thing, so it's going to be tied to Sinisty, so it is absolutely not this.
We should definitely talk about that too later.
Absolutely not this. Yeah, we should talk about that. But it's absolutely not that. Then you tell me, which is more like, for the record, the people in the code cracking server, y'all need to go in there because they've already cracked who this Blood Moon Mon is, and it makes so much sense. And if Soul
wait.
Silver Art says anything about, well, I don't know, because he's trying to throw you off, because it absolutely is
I'm
the Mon that they
basically
say
on
it is in there.
I'm basically on throwing off duty at this point.
Yeah, exactly. See, he admits it. He admits it.
It's-
So
everyone knows
so,
everything.
you
It's not
tell
that
me,
crazy.
Dusty, you're an objective third party. So I want you to tell me, which do you think that this rod with 2 snakes tied around it is tied to? Do you think it's more likely tied to a blood moon, a tea ceremony, or a Pokemon that literally has 2 worms living inside an apple with a stick coming out of it?
Who said it was a tea ceremony though? Really?
Yeah, I think
It was.
I think that,
They got it. Joe Merrick was invited to a tea ceremony and then got the set from that tea ceremony
God.
with the date August 22nd on it.
How are Pokemon gonna spoil their own game, man?
yeah, I think it's very. I mean, someone looking, just looking very basically at this, it's the thing with the 2 snakes that makes the most sense to me.
There is also.
But
I
Shut
will
up.
bring this up. Yeah, but you kind of debunked it anyway. But there is also one other Pokemon in the Indigo Disc that we know nothing about. That's right.
We know that's tied to the sign.
what, can you guys speak
I saw
not in
that.
tongues?
Yes. Okay. Well,
we got
hear me
listeners.
out. So Ku has said there are 7 new Pokemon in Teal Mask, 8
Spoiler
in Indigo
alert.
Disc.
Spoiler
Yeah.
alert.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Watch
We've been
out.
talking about Ku for the past 15 minutes.
no one's
I
listening
mean,
to this.
What are you doing?
If- they don't want to.
And
be
then
spoiled.
there's a +1, which is probably some mythical. Don't even worry about that because that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the 7 + 8. So the 7 in Teal Mask, we already know them because it is Diplin. That's 1. We have Ogerpon, the Loyal 3. That's 5 right there. And then that means there's 2 more. Let's face it. It's Sinisty's Convergent and it's Poltegeist Convergent. So there's your Teal Mask Mons. Then we have Indigo Disc, 8 Mons. We know 4 of them are going to be the Paradoxes, Entei, Raikou, Cobalion, Terrakion. We've got Terapagos. And then we have Archaludon. We know that. Then you have the Dipplin evolution, or the White Forest Mon, however you want to refer to it as. And then we have
It's evolution.
one more Pokemon. And that one Pokemon he had teased. He posted a picture of the sign in Kitakami, which of course shows an Oni running away from the Momotaro character and the Loyal 3. It's very likely that that Oni is not Ogerpon, but in fact another Pokemon that we will meet in the Indigo Disc. Because another thing is Kieran's story is tied to Ogerpon, and Kieran's story will continue in Indigo Disc. He's on the poster. So it will be the true Oni, the true Oni that needed to be slayed or whatever. No, I mean, maybe, I guess, Electabuzz evolution, I don't know.
The only thing I'll say about that is that mask, or that sign riddle, like, it wasn't part of the 3 riddles. It was just like a random riddle out there. So we don't know what that is really about. And what he said was actually that the story, like, I think the point that he was trying to get across is that the story continues. Like, the Momotaro story continues throughout the whole thing. Like, the whole Ogerpon and the Loyal 3 and all of that continues throughout the Indigo Disc as well. So I think that was a big part of it. I don't know if it has anything to do with that last Pokemon.
It's the new Pokemon. It's the new Pokemon.
All right.
Lumi sees through me.
So
but
I see through. See, he admits it.
I didn't even have it on the list, but this is something that totally went under the radar. Yeah, Joe Merrick did get sent a tea set. What are we thinking that's actually going to be a
For the record, more than Joe Merrick got sent this thing.
Oh, yeah, sure. That's the one I saw, though.
Austin John plays.
Philly Beats You did.
Yeah,
cool.
A whole bunch of people did.
Okay.
Pretty much every influencer who got the Grafaiai box back in last year got this.
Okay. So the special thing about this is it's specifically for the Teal Mask. You can see, like, on the box, it's the Teal Mask, like,
poster.
Logo
the one
thing.
that's outside the
poster.
Treasure Eatery.
The one that Lumi found.
I didn't find it. Someone sent it to me, in fairness.
Okay,
yeah, so
fine.
the idea that
I'd like to take credit for that, but I didn't.
Is to assume that it's going to be a regional form or evolution of Sinistea in some way. That's what I've been seeing all over the internet.
So the biggest
which I think
thing
is a really
this,
easy reach, right?
Yes, that's the biggest thing with this is, like, would they spoil their own thing just like that? Like, obviously it's going to be something Sinistea. Okay, maybe.
They did it with Grafaiai. I mean, they didn't spoil it because it wasn't a regional form, right?
They literally...
It could be a brand new Pokemon.
First they did the painting. Were not.
Before they said, but before they revealed Grafaiai, they even said it seems these markings have come from a new Pokemon called Grafaiai. So, like, they spoiled, like they squashed the Paldean Smeargle rumors real quick.
Yeah. And the only reason we know that it's probably an R-Fake is because Coup, though.
Yeah.
That is something. But the other thing is, it's supposed to be a purple Pokemon that turns into a green Pokemon.
Sinistea is purple.
Right?
Facts.
So it does add up. But it's tea. What does tea become? Like, is it going to become more tea?
No, it's going to become matcha.
It's
which is English tea becoming matcha tea.
That's the same thing, though. Like, that is not a convergent anything.
I mean, there's other things they could do, though. Like Sinistea could be the bowl where it could not be tea. It could be Sinistea becoming
coffee.
The little bowl where you make the matcha, like you whisk it and stuff. Mm-hmm. And then Poltegeist becomes like a matcha dessert, like a matcha cake or something.
Sure, like it switches to like a fairy type. So it's like the Pokemon is...
Fairy or grass, I'd say. Matcha's very herby, so I could see it being grass. I would be kind of bored if it was grass because we've already got Dipplin and Ogre.
So many grass types in this generation.
Yeah, I know.
Grass types is
and they're not even ones that I like.
Counting them off, you like Arboliva, Scovillain, Brambleghast. Like, we just go through grass types like crazy. I mean, I love them.
Bonnet, Wo-Chien, Meowscarada, all grass dark, mind you.
All 3 of those.
Yes.
Crazy. Anyway, it's very likely. But there is some, like, you could make an argument the other way as well.
Yeah,
that's what I tried to do.
It would be a stupid argument, but sure.
I try to make the stupid argument most of the time, just for
to throw people off, right?
No. So yeah, that's coming the 22nd, which is literally a week from today. I actually wouldn't be surprised if we get like an announcement tomorrow or something. See, but that's not a convergent.
No, it's not.
People listening,
that's not. No, that's like a regional form.
He's showing us
this design is so good by Arno. We've used their work in the past, but I think this is so cool.
love his artwork so much.
Amazing artwork.
But
this will probably look better than what they give us. But
definitely.
probably.
And
Yeah.
also, like, I love what he did. He made it like one of those Japanese pots. I forget what it's called, but like,
yeah, where it cracks and then they heal it or they fix it with gold.
It's so genius.
Yeah.
It should just be a regional form, like literally like this. Anyway, yeah, an R fake.
Oh,
stuff.
here is an R fake by Goomy or Goompy.
Can that just exist, please, Goomy?
Yeah, this is cool. They basically turned it
Goomy
into like a
is-
snail. Goompy.
Will this
yeah.
be my favorite
Oh, I
Pokemon
do really
of
like
the
that.
Teo Mask? If it's
I
that.
love that.
I
so
need it to
cute.
be. It's a
like
snail.
this little
in the
thing
cup.
right here.
Yeah, it's
Oh
a snail
my
in the
gosh.
cup. I just need it.
Snail
Yeah.
in a cup.
Snail in a cup.
Oh, here's another one. Oh no, is this one?
Spooky.
Yeah, this is Goompy, but this
They're
one
both
is
by
too.
Goopy.
Cool. This one's really cool. All right, we're just
But
like,
that
looking at
it
art
says
now.
as regional, so that one he's saying
Sure.
it's a variant, which
Yeah.
is funny because that actually could be a convergent because it looks like it's a plant or something.
It does.
I'm just
yeah.
glad that he understands the difference.
Yeah,
Because a lot of people are
Um,
just like, oh yeah, it's T becoming T.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it has to be something else. So again, I would I would say it's gonna be like a matcha like making process is Sinistea, and then Poltegeist will be something else matcha related. Because in Japan, there's tons of things that are matcha outside of tea. I mean, maybe it'll be a matcha Kit Kat.
That would be
dude,
funny.
that would be
funny.
I gotta get one of those.
Do you know that these are fakes? Something that people don't understand is that they're usually just like a joke. So I would totally
Yeah.
be like, oh, it's a Kit Kat.
It's a
That
Kit
would-
Kat bar.
That would be
That
hilarious.
would be so funny.
And
I
actually,
don't know
good.
how that would work into Poltegeist, but I'd be for it. What'd be funny too
You
is
know
if
that-
it like straight up says Kit Kat, like it's just an ad that Pokemon placed in their game.
Another thing about I don't know how it'll be Poltegeist is will it stay a ghost type? Because how is like a creature going to be in for a drink? You know what I'm saying? So like I don't
That's
know.
what I'm
I
saying. Like you turn it into a fairy type or a grass type. I think both
Dude,
of those things.
but
can
I
the
think
work.
it's
thing
gonna
y'all
be,
are
It's gonna be a
missing-
fairy, and I'm going to hate it, bro.
I mean, but the
do
thing
not
y'all
like
are
fairies.
a
missing
fairy
is
is
it
just
won't
like a
be
little creature.
it won't be a creature living in something because the thing y'all are missing is this is not Poltegeist
Yeah.
getting a regional form. This is a
It is the thing.
convergent or an R fake. So this is going to be something completely unrelated to Poltegeist that happens to look like Poltegeist.
I understand that,
sure.
but I'm just saying, how is it alive? You know what I mean? Like, so like because
Same way
Poltegeist-
G-Max Alchemy is.
yeah, I guess so.
Fairy
And that's-
types.
It's gonna
which
be a
sucks.
fairy.
The
But-
things that can just be alive are fairy,
Oh, I hate this
ghost,
thing.
maybe like. That's it. Like I feel like those are. The
I mean,
things-
anything.
Those are
can
the
be.
objects.
Roly Poly's alive.
Yeah, that's
Varoom
true.
is alive.
What if it's
True.
ice grass type and it's an iced
Well,
matcha
I-
latte?
I think. I mean, again, y'all know I'm
That
a
looks
big
really good.
contender for
Sounds
patterns are
delicious.
only patterns until they're broken. But I will say,
A little messy right here.
what they've done so far with the two regional fakes we've had is that Wiglet has only one type because Diglett has only one type.
Sure.
Toadscool had two types because Tentacool had two types. So,
So it's gonna have two
hypothetically,
types.
this Poltegeist only has one type. So it would hypothetically only have one type.
What? I
But-
thought it was what?
Bro,
No,
if
it's pure ghost.
fairy, if it's
Is
pure
it pure
fairy, I'm
ghost?
just gonna just
I
Yeah,
thought it
it's
was
pure
ghost.
ghost.
I thought it was ghost fairy.
No, it's pure ghost.
Bro, they have to make a grass type then. Come on.
Dusty, what are you showing me?
I also-
want
can I
this
throw
right
out
now.
my
I know they look.
names.
Look at this matcha
Can I
ice
throw
cream.
out my
I
names
need
for this
stuff.
Pokemon? Yeah, this does all look good.
Oh my
Go for it.
gosh.
So, what they've done with these fakes, convergence, whatever you want to call them, I don't care. Is they've changed the beginning part to something else. So, like Diglett went to Wiglet, Tentacool went to Toadscool. So I was saying do Majesty because it sounds like Majesty, and then
yeah.
do Matcha Iced because it sounds like Matcha Iced, like you're ordering a coffee.
I
Like
like those a lot.
Poltegeist.
I like
I
that.
like this a lot. Lumi has like some really good like making his whole own Pokemon world stuff.
Yeah, we.
Oh, that's all that's the only time I've ever come up with a good name, though.
Lumi
That's
made
not
an
true,
entire
that's good.
Pokemon region, and we reviewed it 4 months ago, and we still haven't put it out.
Still sitting
we're
in the
waiting.
vault.
We're waiting
It's
it.
that.
Oh, you never
Awesome.
put it out?
No,
No,
we're waiting
it's
for like
still
a
not
dead
out.
period. It's like the old layout. You guys will see it eventually.
That's
Y'all
fun.
Should we
like,
just
what
put? Should we
happened
put
to
it
the
out for like
layout?
patrons? No, we got to put it out to the world.
Yeah, put it out. It's fun.
We need
Yeah.
to
Put it
do
out to
a
the world.
full one for the patrons because we ran through it at the end. We did my
Yeah.
dirty.
We didn't
We really
realize how
should.
gigantic
Yeah, we didn't-
your, your whole region was.
I
gonna be.
warned you ahead of time.
I know
how
you really
many
did.
spawns
It was
were
like
in that
4
thing.
hours.
Anyway,
Exaggerated
the
a little
last
bit.
thing I'll say, about this is, I stand with our fakes.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
For real.
That's it.
I stand
All right.
with I don't
All right.
care.
Let's go to Archaludon. Meet Archaludon, the evolution of Duraludon, the hidden treasure of Area Zero Part 2.
This
This
guy's
thing-
grown on me so much.
It's so cool. It's a
cool.
transformer. It's epic. I've seen. Did you guys
It's the
see?
Sky Arrow Bridge.
Did you guys see Bromo Jumbo? What he did? He like created like a entire city.
Oh yeah.
It was like a third evolution, but it was like a bunch of buildings.
Yeah,
So
people
cool.
were saying, yeah, it was thinking it was him that was like, it should have again, and I was just like, yes, please.
Yeah.
I want it to evolve again. That'd
Dude.
be awesome.
So in a
I
pinch,
like it a
takes
lot.
on a bridge-like appearance. It's really the whole Pokemon design is really weird. It has to be based on Transformers, right? That has to be what it's based on.
I mean, it's based on a bridge.
Yeah,
think
but
it's just based on a bridge, buddy.
but it's like a giant object that turns into a giant robot.
You know
Right.
what's cool about it really is it's kind of like a snake Duraludon. It's actually skinny. It's just bent up. But like, look
Yeah.
at it. It's a skinny rail.
It really is.
It's not.
yeah,
like,
it even has like a serpent kind of like
Mhm.
body there.
You're right. Yeah.
Anyway, I like it. I still like Duraludon better. I think the blue part is too complicated.
No, I like the blue.
too.
Too complicated, like right here.
Yeah, like everything's just it's like different colors, and I think if they
Yeah.
just did 2 colors, it would have been great.
I think
Yeah,
it's
like the
perfect.
red wasn't necessary to be honest.
No,
It's
the
a
red
little
is
too much.
nice. I would get rid of the yellow.
Like what
Make-
bridges
make the
even have
tips-
that at the like red on like?
I think
Stuff
it's
at the
supposed to look like it kind of looks like a tire tread. It looks like those are the two. Those are
Yeah.
the two like car lanes.
I think it was just your classic example of an over design.
Mhm.
No, but dude,
Yeah, I know, I
this has
agree.
to be.
I still
over-designed.
like it, but
The back of it is like just spikes. Everything's happening in the back. I don't even
I
know.
love it. I don't know why
I do like it a lot. It's grown on me a ton.
Imagine this in Pokemon Sleep, just like coiled up.
Dude, I wish it could coil. That'd be awesome.
it's just a bridge in Pokemon Sleep. Like, oh, sorry, babe, I have to go sleep so my bridge can level up.
This is such a dope Pokemon. Something else that we didn't even talk about, but like, it's really got me thinking. Like, maybe we are gonna get a Turtonator evolution one day. Maybe we're gonna get
Yes.
a Drampa evolution one day. These like sick dragon types, elemental dragon types, one stage, right? That could possibly evolve one day.
Man,
Both
screw
it-
that. Give me a Graplocked evolution.
Yeah, I want
Both
that.
it and Diplin started something new in Pokemon, which is fantastic, and that is they both had Gmax forms and they got evolutions.
Okay,
Bet.
Pikachu,
like that-
Eevee, and Meowth already had that.
Yeah, but it opens up the idea of like, yeah, but they're like the
These are
standard
the new
Pokemon.
mascots. Let's go.
It opens up the idea that like even if you have a Mega, you can still get an evolution. You know what I mean? Like who's one of the Pokemon?
no,
that-
I would
like
say
Sableye, like Pinsir, yeah, or Sableye. Like
Yeah,
they could get evolutions and they still have their own Megas.
that's true. I think this is so cool. But have you guys seen any other any like theories about this? The big thing is everyone's, and I was joking, right? But it's also kind of like interesting that like maybe this is in line with a hint for a Unova game. I think the biggest thing for me is really just that
100%.
like
It is.
for me it's
Ooh.
like these Pokemon are in or we can find them in the Indigo Disc or in the Indigo Academy. What's it called?
Blueberry Academy.
Blueberry Academy. Which the idea is, that's going to be located in a close enough to the coast of Unova, where maybe this is then classified as like a Unovan evolution. That's really what the theory is. Like I was literally just listening to another podcast, and they were like, "LOL, why is this being linked to Gen 5?" But I'm like, it really has to do with Blueberry Academy.
Yeah, I have a huge theory / revelation on this that I feel like I should save for another video.
No, just go for it.
It's so long, but basically like, okay, fine. I'm gonna post this tomorrow anyway. Kitakami is in Japan, okay? Or like it's based on Japan, right?
Yeah.
So the evolutions in Kitakami are, or even all the Pokemon are based on Japanese Pokemon.
Yep.
Okay?
Yeah.
Who put out a
Okay.
tweet that was like, where is Blueberry Academy? Like what region is it in?
Unova.
Let's just say if this was Unova, Duraludon getting an evolution of a Unovan bridge is because it's based on Unova. If Diplin gets an evolution, Diplin is literally an apple, like the big apple of New York City. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like everything, I think all the Pokemon that are in the Blueberry Academy, like evolutions or whatever, I guess there's not many because of the stupid paradoxes, but I think that they will be like based on American things and not based on like Paldean. They really we're just like, forget you, Paldea, forget you, Iberia and Spain. We're gonna base all this stuff on this. But
I will take that even further
cool.
and say, and I've already mentioned this to you, Soul. But then if we keep running with this and saying if it is in Unova, we know that the Terrastal phenomenon occurs in Blueberry Academy, which means will the Unova games that come out next year have Terrastal in them? Because Unova has Terrastal. We know it because if Blueberry Academy's in Unova, of course, this is all based on that. But if we're in Blueberry Academy and we can terrestrialize and Blueberry Academy is in Unova, well, then Terrastal exists in Unova.
This is why I wanted this to be another episode, but basically...
like we can shelve it. We can shelve... You've introduced it.
No, but I'm just saying, I mean, he just said it. Like, basically, if this... It gets me so excited, because if this is in Unova, they could... Terrastal would be there, and it would be like Oras, right? It'd be like Oras, where they had Mega Evolution in Hoenn. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if there was...
They expanded on it.
Yeah, if there was, like, let's say, a few terraforms, like just... Even if it's just Ogerpon, and they're like, this is a terraform of Ogerpon, and it's just him, they could do what I said in a previous episode, where they bring these forms into Unova now, because Unova is the one that's going to have Terrastal. I mean, it is, if it is the next game, it's still in Gen 9. It's still, like, that's the gimmick. And I don't think that Terrastal's going anywhere anytime. So, I don't think it's just going to be normal Terrastal in Unova. So, okay, that's my theory. I hope and pray that's what it is. But
I have something really stupid. This is almost definitely a coincidence, but I just think it's interesting. So, y'all notice Gen 8 Galar region. We get Dragapult as our pseudo. Dragon Ghost, same type as the Sinnoh 3rd Legendary Giratina. And we get Sinnoh remakes. Then this gen, our pseudo's Dragon Ice, same type as the 3rd Legend of the Unova games, Kyurem, and we're getting Unova remakes.
Classic Pokemon fan pattern.
So, just saying, if
two is a pattern, two is a pattern.
When we get a pseudo legendary, a new one, not Garchomp, but when we get a new pseudo that is Dragon Ground, we're finally going back to Kalos.
Dude, if that's the next thing, I will totally believe this. If it happens three times in a row, I'm in.
The pseudo of Gen 7 was Dragon and Fighting type. Oh, this doesn't make sense. Never mind. I was thinking Mewtwo. I was thinking Mewtwo X, but that's Psychic Fighting.
No.
For Let's Go,
it's okay, buddy.
Because that was tried. The remake.
They might have just started this pattern now. Okay, so.
Yeah, we gotta. Can it go back even further? That's good, Luma.
No, it can't go back even further. It will start in Gen 8. If it probably honestly is a coincidence, but I just think it's interesting.
All I have to say about this episode is we dropped some bombs right now.
We did.
This is a lot of
I have
stuff
one last
really
bomb.
Good.
If y'all are ready to end it, I have one last bomb.
I'm not ready to end anything.
Oh, you're not? Like, we've been going for like well over an hour, and we're wanting to record another, so I didn't know.
What's yours?
But another bomb is that, and a lot of people have pieced this together, but I'll just say this, for people who maybe aren't like super active, and this is kind of their immersion into the Pokemon leaks or speculation community.
I should probably put a spoiler tag on this video.
But yeah,
it'll be implied.
But I mean, when we say coup, if you're still on the video, come on, you're asking for it. If you're this far in and you're still
asking for it,
what are you doing? So another big reveal at Worlds was they revealed for the TCG that Ace-Specs is coming back, and Ace-Specs was a mechanic only featured in Generation 5 of the TCG. So it is a Unova mechanic, and it's coming next year. You know what else is rumored to come next year, guys?
Gen 5 remakes.
Exactly.
Fascinating. That is pretty interesting. I tend to be like, if it's a different canon, if it's not the core series games, can we really reliably look at it for evidence? But I think
I think with everything else, it is. You know what I mean? Like I would not, if this was happening and we didn't have any other Unova hints alone, I wouldn't put any stock in this at all. I'd just be like, it was a popular mechanic and they're bringing it back because people like it. But the fact that we have this on top of a leaker saying Unova next year, on top of Unova designed Mons in Blueberry Academy, on top of characters appearing in Blueberry Academy that are definitely related to characters in Unova, on top of all these things, it's a Unova hint.
Yeah, that's fair.
Crazy. It's crazy.
So yeah, I do just. I'll just go over 'em. Do you guys have any other new thoughts about Raging Bolt and Iron Crown, the new Paradox Pokemon? Were there any?
I am
things that
curious
popped
to
up in
hear
the
how
last
you
couple
think
days?
about it now, Soul, because we saw a little more of it in game now. I really like it.
Iron Crown for life. Iron Crown.
No,
stand
dude,
for life.
it's probably the worst Paradox Pokemon.
Dude, you're tripping. Everyone likes it.
No,
Basically
well,
everyone.
They're wrong, dude. Look,
No.
what
It's
is cool about this Pokemon?
I actually don't know
What is cool
everyone
about this
likes it.
Pokemon?
I don't know why everyone likes it because it's the same thing as all the other ones. But
Virizion
everyone
is
likes
sick.
it for some reason. I'm like, all right, let's go. I love it. It's my favorite of all of these Pokemon.
It's
all
got a
of
cool typing. Are
Yeah,
you kidding
it
me?
is cool typing. Yeah.
What is it
You
about?
want to talk about
it-
this first since we're here?
Yeah.
What is it about it? I don't like that it's like so stiff in game. I really don't. But
Yeah.
that like animation of its horns is amazing. It just the color is clean. It looks clean. It's so much better than Cobalion in every single level. It doesn't look too much
Yeah,
like
but
Cobalion.
I'm comparing it to other Paradox Pokemon, other future Paradox.
I mean, Virizion, the future Iron Leaves, is like
Is better.
the most. No, it's the most like the same Pokemon out of
No.
all
Yeah.
of them.
Iron Jugulus is pretty bad too.
I like Iron Jugulus.
Iron Jugulus is exactly the same. I don't
It's
know.
really not though.
They
I
just
guess we
catch
just-
the arms. That's it.
I guess we got different. I guess we get different opinions.
Yeah, that's how it is. I like this. He's like a bunny horse. I like it. It's
I
like a
find these
rabbit
Pokemon to be
horse.
really stiff. Like even when I like
It's
look
super
at
stiff in the game.
like nothing. Some of the deer-shaped Pokemon are fine, whatever. But whatever that like classification of a body type, I'm like, it's just kind of boring. Like Zebstrika is a sick idea, but like at the end of the day, I'm like, it just looks like a horse or whatever. I'm like, it's not that exciting. And this gives me that same vibe.
Zebstrika is a zebra, just so you're aware, Dusty.
Yeah, I know, but like whatever that like
It's the
horse,
same kind of thing. Yeah.
deer, zebra,
Equine,
giraffe.
is that what it's called?
Which I love those kind
Equine?
of animals.
Yeah,
That's
the
the thing is, I
animals.
love
The
that.
animals are cool, but for the Pokemon, they always just end up being kind of bland to me, for whatever reason.
Yeah, I don't agree.
Like
but-
I don't see how this thing can.
I like
emote.
Sawsbuck. I love Xerneas. Like
Yeah,
I
Xerneas
don't
is
like
cool.
Mudsdale because it's like a fat horse, basically, like thick horse, not fat. But I love Rapidash.
Sure.
I love all those.
I can't believe you don't like Mudsdale. I love Mudsdale.
Mudsdale's
Mudsdale's
really
like
good.
huge, like thick,
Yeah,
and
that's-
I
you
don't like
mean
the,
like
I don't
a
like the muddy.
Clydesdale?
Yeah, it is. But a Clydesdale is like epic looking. Mudsdale is
Mudsdale's
like,
epic.
Mudsdale-
no,
is
it's like
epic.
derpy looking. It's
Get
like
outta
it's got
here.
Come
like
on.
big hair. I don't like.
It has dreadlocks. That's freaking awesome.
I
I
know
don't
it's
like
sick.
Mudsdale.
It's
Don't
So
be
sick.
hating on my Bob Marley.
You know what?
roast, man.
If Mudsdale had like cool looking like eyes, like red and like angry, then I'd like it.
Its whole body is red.
No, but not. Its eyes are like.
This is
Well,
one
guess
of
what?
your biggest L takes, Soul.
Yeah,
No,
honestly.
who likes Mudsdale? I can't believe.
I
it.
love
Let us know in
Mudsdale.
the comments who likes.
we gotta hurry up
Mudsdale.
and do a tier list.
Gen
There's
7,
so many
it'll take
gens.
us
Like I'm just
forever.
trying to get through the gens. All right, Raging Bolt has grown on me even more. I love it to death. I love that this is fur. It's
Electric type sucker punch.
dude.
I
I,
do
know
not
that's
love
cool.
it to death, but I do like it a lot more.
Oh, I love it so
It grew on
much.
me a lot. I said before,
Thunderclap.
as long as it kept its face covered, I was in. Like, and in
that's
the
what it's
game,
doing.
It doesn't. I haven't seen it use like show its face at all yet, other than
Yeah.
the main trailer.
Yeah. What about you,
It's a-
Lumi? Any thoughts?
I loved it from the beginning. I'm more in love with it now. My wife is livid that she picked Violet because she literally said that that is her favorite of all the paradoxes, both past and future. She told me, so you know, we've asked
for her.
people on the
Good for her.
podcast before, right? Like what their like team would be in real life, and she said it's 7th place. Like she would throw it on her
Bro.
team if it was not for
That's-
Farigiraf. She's like too similar to Farigiraf, so it wouldn't be on my team. But Farigiraf wasn't there, it'd be
Well,
there.
dude, she
Which is
gave
just hilarious.
Sarah gave me all of my Violet Pokemon, so I'll get her a Raging Bolt.
Well, she'll appreciate it.
There you go.
That's worth it. All right, so
Cool.
yeah, the one last thing that I want to talk about that we totally missed is Briar. This character, we didn't even discuss it in the last 2 episodes. This person is very clearly going to be a major player and possibly the actual evil villain of Scarlet and Violet. Miss Briar is a teacher at Blueberry Academy and is in charge of the school trip you'll embark on. She'll visit your academy in the Paldea region to meet you before setting out. Briar has an extremely inquisitive disposition, that right there is evil, and shows a keen interest in the terrestrial phenomenon. A lot of people have been saying that she is connected or possibly a relative to Heath, right? Also, absolutely. If you look at her, right, for those who have not seen a picture of her, if you're on Spotify, whatever, YouTube, look at the screen right now, unless you're driving. She is wearing...
Don't look at the screen.
She's wearing a violet shirt. She is wearing... Scarlet pants. Her shirt, even her undershirt, looks like Team Galactic, and she's got terrestrial phenomenon, the 19th Terra type earrings, right? And she also has red glowing eyes. Like she's dude, this is the craziest thing, and I don't have the tweet. Someone tweeted, I totally forget, that her eyes look like a mixture of the eyes, the eye tropes and the eye designs of both Paradox Pokemon. Right, the red glowing eye, and then also the black, like expressionless eyeballs of the future.
I'm just thinking about how she probably struggling to breathe. That corset looks pretty tight, or whatever that is tied around her. You know what I'm saying? That looks painful.
Here, let me zoom in a little bit.
It really does. Wear those things, man,
bro.
Crazy. Yeah, I don't know what to say about this character. I think the biggest revelation that I had about her, and I haven't really said anything on it yet, but that she might know about both Scarlet and Violet, like both versions. You know what I mean? She knows
like she'll know about the future. She'll know about the future and the past.
Her collar of her shirt is literally like the cover art.
Yes, yeah, that's another thing.
You didn't see that?
No.
You didn't see that? That's like the biggest thing everyone...
stupid soul.
Everyone pointed that out at the beginning.
There were 4 new Pokemon revealed. I ain't been paying attention to this shit.
I know. It's true. But knowing about both future and past paradoxes is huge, I think. Mm-hmm. Like, if that's the case, she's like multiversal kind of person. Yeah. I don't know where she comes from or anything. But if she knows about both versions, that'd be epic. I don't know if she's actually a villain. Her eyes are just actually terrifying. So,
bro, she has to be a villain. Come on. But she's got red eyes.
It could be your classic, like, Clavel fake out, where, like, when they revealed Clavel, everybody was like, that's the villain. And then he actually ended up just being one of those weirdos who, like, shows up dressed as a kid that's like, how do you do, fellow kids? You know?
Yes. I think you're right, but like, Clavel was the fake out, right? This is going to be the real problem. The real... enemy of the game. We don't have a villain in Scarlet and Violet, right?
She's very clearly related to Heath, but I will say I
don't think Heath
ever since Hybrid spoke on it last week, I've been thinking she also is very similar to Brassius. And like the name is similar to Briar Brassius.
Sure. Well, maybe I like Brassius.
I don't think
he's a cool grass type.
He probably doesn't, but it's a missed opportunity, honestly, because they look so similar.
I don't see it, to be honest.
The hair is similar, like the viney, thorny hair. And then, again, the names Briar, Brassius, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know what to say about her. There's a lot that you could speculate. Like, I went crazy and just made a whole bunch of nonsense. But I'm going to do, like, a more serious breakdown eventually.
Yeah, we should. Man, I thought an hour and a half was gonna be enough time to go over. I still have a bunch of stuff to talk about, but I guess we're gonna have to wrap it up here and do another follow-up episode with theories and stuff. That'll probably be next week. How about that?
Let's do it.
Well, we'll have the Sinistea reveal to add to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, absolutely.
The Convergent reveal, rather.
That'll be really cool. All right. Well, we want to give a huge shout out and thank you to our mythical tier YouTube supporter, Drogain. Really appreciate you, man. He's a friend of the podcast, and a supporter of the podcast. Thank you also to all of our other Patreon supporters, our YouTube channel member supporters. You guys are keeping the channel alive. The channel's growing, the community's growing, and we're actually starting to get some serious funding, which is super appreciated. Yeah, if you're new, subscribe, like the video, share with a friend. You guys have anything else to say?
Thank you all
Bye.
so much.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. We'll see you next time. See ya. Peace.
Peace.